Thrift Store picked for $6.93. I'm going to list them for $69.93. That's roughly $9.99 each, $10 each. This is Casca, the Eternal Mercenary, series started by Barry Sadler in the early 80s. It's about the Roman soldier who speared Jesus on the cross, and Jesus then condemned this soldier to a life, eternity on earth until Jesus returned. Great series. Thrift Store picked for $9.99. This is a Remington Rand mid-century office chair, and I'll list this one for $175. It was excellent condition. A little bit of dust, a little bit of cracking on the vinyl, but for mid-century I would expect more. It was a beautiful chair. Thrift Store picked for $1.99. I'm going to list it for $19.99. This is an Innova golf disc. From what I read, these were sent out during the holiday, and they're not readily available, and they do sell. So if you see golf discs, check them out. They could be worth it. Thrift Store picked for 99 cents. I'm going to list it for $11.99. This is a Swingline Model 711 stapler. This is the all-metal model made in the United States. It's vintage. Works great. Beautiful. For 99 cents, couldn't go wrong. Thrift Store picked for $2.99. I'm going to list it for $19.99. This is Hangman. This is from 1988. And we all know what the Hangman game is, I hope. Thrift Store picked for $2.99. I'm going to list it for $16.99. This is Dragon Naturally Speaking 9. This is brand new, unopened, original packaging. I believe it's for Windows XP. Thrift Store picked for $1.99. I'm going to list it for $18.99. This is the game of Texas A&M college days, and it takes you from freshman year through senior year and graduation at Texas A&M. Thrift Store picked for $1.99 when listed for $16.99. This is a Guildcraft New York made in the USA tin. I normally wouldn't even look at tins, but looking at this one on the thrift store shelf was beautiful. I picked it up, learned about it, and saw there was some value there. Thrift Store picked for $1.99. I'm going to list him for $19.99. If you don't recognize him, that's Harry from Harry and the Hendersons. It was a television show in the early 1990s. Thrift Store picked for $1.99. I'm going to list them for $15.99. These are lock blocks. This is the 200-piece basic set, and it's complete. There's some writing on the box, but it's vintage, it's older, and well worth the $15.99. Thrift Store picked for $2.99. I'm going to list it for $30. This is a vintage, very old, that's a Bakelite handle on this thing. Roulette wheel, horse racing, checkers, chess, those backgammon board. Old, beautiful. If it was complete, it would be well worth more than $30. Thrift Store picked for $3.96. I'm going to list them for $20, roughly $5 each. These are book and records. These are from the late 60s, early 70s. These are in beautiful condition. These came from somebody's collection. Thrift Store picked for $11.88. I'm going to list them for around $60, again $5 a piece. These are in beautiful condition, and finding them this way at a thrift store, I was amazed. So $5 each. They could be worth a little bit more, but roughly is what I'm listing for. And these were the same, came in the same lot. These were Thrift Store picked for $7.92. I'm going to list them for $40. Again, the last two frames you saw, those were Disney books, Disneyland books and records. Thrift Store picked for 99 cents. I'm listed for $75.99. This is Descent 1 and 2, the definitive edition or definitive collection. I've only seen two of them listed, and they're listed for crazy amounts, in my opinion. This one for $75.99 should sell pretty quickly. Doing a little haul today here at the local thrift store. February 2001. Not old enough. We'll take a quick look at the books and the shoes, and I think we're just going to call it a day. Sweet if they were Doc Martens. Guess what? They are Doc Martens. See if you... Oh, there it is right there. How much they want for them? Drum roll. $9.99. Here it is, $9.99. So I'm gonna have to do a little research and see what some red Doc Martens go for. Sweet. I can't even fit in the frame. What's the size of this thing? 17, 18? It's so big I can't read it. 16. Thrift store picked for $1.99. I'm going to list it for $19.99. This is Home Alone, the game. This is from the first movie. They also have a Home Alone, the game 2. This was complete. Box was in great condition. Should have no problem selling it for $19.99. Thrift store picked for $1.99. I'm going to list it for $9.99. Square egg maker. I have no idea what somebody would want a square egg maker for, but when I saw this 70s box, I had to pick it up, and I found out they do sell. Thrift store picked for 99 cents. I'm listed for $5.99. Normally I don't buy ashtrays, but when I saw this blue tinted Reno Kel Neva ashtray, it looked vintage to me, so I looked it up, and it was from a casino lodge in Reno. Don't know how old it is, but they sell. And thrift store picked for 99 cents. I'm going to list it for $10.99. This is a London souvenir ashtray. It has the double-decker bus and Big Ben in the background there. And just so you know, this was made in France. I said, okay, made in France. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and keep up to date on the latest hauls and sales.